Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. This should be a treat. I've had this one in the cellaring fridge downstairs for a while. I'm pretty sure this is last year's edition of this. This is Black Xantus Imperial Stout, and it's done by Nectar Ales, and they're out of Paso Robles, California. This is a 11%er, and I doubt if it has a date on it anywhere, guys. I don't see anything on the label, and it's right out of the fridge and got a lot of condensation on it. So it's a big beer. I mean, a lot of the Imperial Stouts are big beers. This is a sipper and not a chugger. I'm a big fan of Imperial Stout. So let's get the commercial description on this one. Commercial description says Black Xantus is a rare bird and the first new release from Nectar Ales in years. It is the first ever big beer to be released under the Nectar Ales line. Barrel aged for 6 months in a combination of bourbon, retired Firestone Union, and wine barrels, and infused with a fair trade organic coffee from local roaster Jobella. Rich bourbon and coffee aromas greet the senses. Complex chocolate and tobacco flavors fill the palate, so I had to fire up a cigar to go with this one. This beer displays a full-bodied mouthfeel and an overall balanced presentation. It would be a perfect pairing to rich chocolate desserts. Style, it says Imperial Java Stout. IBUs are 50, and ABV, like I said, is 11%. So with 50 IBUs, it's not going to be too bitter, but hopefully it's not going to be overly sweet. That's about the middle of the road IBUs there, so hopefully it'll be fairly tasty. I've been saving this one for a while, and this is a good one to do here. We get New Year's, so looking forward to it. The food pairing for this, cheeses are the buttery Brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss, and since it is an Imperial Stout, like it said, it goes well with your chocolate dishes. The meat for this is beef, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware is a pint becker, the tumbler, the snifter, the oversized wine glass. I got the double glass for this one, guys. And being at 11%, this beer can be cellared for a long, long time. So let's get on with this one and see what this one is about. Alright, it's got some kind of paper covering or foil covering here, but it does have a little tab on it to get into it. Very nice. You ain't got to get the knife out. Well, I spoke too soon because the tab broke. But I think it's got enough for me to get my opener up underneath of it. So, and speaking of openers, they're going fast, guys. I've got a couple of reds, a green, 2 whites, and a black left. Nice little hiss coming out of there. Yeah, I guess they made that so it does that. So you can cap, whoops, there it goes. The cap stays on, which it did not. But that was on tight. Get that off of there. Make sure nothing's going to fall into the glass. Alright guys, this is a big bottle. This is a 22 ouncer. So that's enough to share. Let's go down the center, 11%er. That's enough there for the other half. Alright, Nectar Ales does some pretty good stuff. I've had some stuff I really like from them, and some of the stuff is just, it's okay. I mean, nothing bad. I've not had a bad beer from these guys. So, down the center, we didn't get much of a hit. It's just barely covering the top of the beer. Over into the light, there is none. I'm not getting any light whatsoever. It is pitch black, guys. And looking closely at it, the bubbles are really, really small. And the little head that's covered the top of the beer is basically dissipated. I've got a little bit of a ring around the outside of the beer now. That's it. Let's get a nose on this one. Slight hint. This one is not overly bourbony. A lot of beers that's in the bourbon, the first thing you get is it's a big whiff of bourbon. This one is not like that. I'm getting just a slight hint of the bourbon. A little bit of coffee from the roasted coffee that they put in there from Joe Bell's. Little bit of chocolate. Nothing is overpowering anything else. It seems like a well-balanced beer. Maybe a little bit of caramel and toffee and some brown sugar in there maybe. And just a hint of tobacco. So it's about cigar time. What do you think? Yeah, let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Oh my gosh, that's good. Wow. That is freaking awesome. Chocolate, coffee, tobacco. That has a wonderful taste. Wow. The hair is going back a little bit. I'm blown away by the taste of this beer. It is awesome. This is a very, very well made beer. I went and grabbed this one out of the fridge downstairs, and it's a little colder than the fridge up here. It's about 35, 36 degrees. So I know this is going to get better as it warms up and we sip on it. That is so well made. There's a lot of things going on with this beer. It's a very complex beer. With the different aging process they've gone through, and adding the coffee and the bourbon barrels, nothing is overpowering everything else. I'm getting everything distinctly on the taste. Wow. Guys, we need to let this one warm up. I'm going to sip on this in probably about 30-45 minutes, and we'll come back and do the final chug on this one. But this definitely looks like an A beer. Stick around. Let's see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. This beer is very delicious. Had to fire up a Drew Estates Undercrown to go with this. Very tasty. Went well with this beer. A lot of tobacco, chocolate. Just a slight hint of the bourbon that they put this in the barrels. Wow. Probably, I'd say this is probably a top 10 Imperial Stout of the year. Very, very well made, very balanced. Nothing's overwhelming one thing or the other. And just a hint of the coffee that they've used on this one. So, very nice. Very complex beer. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Went very well with the cigar. Cheers, everybody. A very nice roastiness to go with everything else that's going on with this beer. Wow. Very, very delicious. If I could get this beer, you would see a lot more of this in the fridge. And I know I say that on several of the beers that I've done here recently, but it is true. I've not seen this beer, and there are some Nectar Ale beers that are available here, but I've not seen this particular one. And I'm pretty sure I picked this one up at Total Wine when I was down there. I'm not absolutely positive because I've had it in the fridge for so long, but very tasty, guys. Even though it does not have any kind of dating or anything on it, with an 11% alcohol, It is definitely not going to go bad. I would like for them to at least put a year on a beer like this, so we'll know how long to cellar it and when it was put in the bottle. So unless you're going to get a piece of masking tape and write on it or something like that, you don't know. So, but it's very enjoyable, and guys, I'm going to give it to 9 out of 10, even though it doesn't have a date. If it had a date, I'd probably give it to 10. I really would. So just kind of need to know that information, just to know how long to keep it in the fridge and when it was put in the bottle. That's just my opinion. That's just the way I feel about it. So a lot of people probably think this is a 10 beer, and some other people might not think it's even an A beer. So I do. I think it's definitely a well-made beer, and it deserves a 9 out of 10. The other half loved it just as well as I did. So guys, if you've had this one, give me some comments back on this and whether you liked it, didn't like it. I mean, if you don't like this beer, you probably don't like stouts, period. So, but this is very well made, very balanced, a lot of things, very complex, a lot of things going on with this beer, a lot of different tastes. Very well made, very balanced. So, guys, I'm going to give it the 9 out of 10 tonight. Let's go see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first, and Beer Advocate, if we can get Beer Advocate to come up. Maybe today would be nice. There we go. Beer Advocate says 93, which is in their outstanding range. I would agree with that. It is an outstanding beer. I don't know if I would agree with the 93, but it is an outstanding beer. We'll go over to Rate Beer, and Rate Beer says 99 overall and 90 in the style. I don't know why the style numbers are down. I would agree. I'd probably give this a 98 or a 99 out of 100 on this beer. 90 in the style, I don't agree with that. I think it's a better beer than that for the style. I personally think it fits the style very well for an Imperial Stout. So, with that being said, if you've had this beer, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it, didn't like it. I did like it. So, hit that like button, rate, comment, subscribe, and hopefully, with our fingers crossed, we'll find a beer just as good as this one tomorrow. Come on back and join me. We'll see you then.